Godhead Vasudeva Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Shaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamashloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Namaha Krishnaya Ramaya Vasudeva Sutaya Cha Pradyumnaya Niruddhaya Sattvatam Pataye Namaha. It's a new verse, simple verse. I was trying to learn today to start to share with everyone. Very simple words, easy to understand, but wonderful names of the Supreme Lord. Comes in Canto 10, Chapter 16, the prayers of Nagapatnis, the Kaliya's wives. So now we will move on to our reading of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 13, description of the future Manus. So just to give a brief background, we have discussed in Canto 8, which deals about the topic of Atra Sarga Visargascha Sthanam Poshanam Utaya Ish Manvantar Ishanukatha. So the Manvantar aspect, Manvantar means Manu, the time period ruled by one Manu, and that's equivalent to 71 cycles of Chaturyugas. And Chaturyuga means one cycle of Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Satyuga. So one set of this cycle is called Chaturyuga. So 71 such cycles is the period or the reign of one Manu. We are at 7th Manu currently, and in half a day of Brahma there are 14 Manus. So 6 till Manu number 6 we discussed in the chapters, the previous chapter till the 6th Manu. This chapter is primarily about the other Manus which is going on and which will be coming later as well. So a brief background. Little technical, lot of names, but let's absorb that because every word of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is Brahma Vakya. Every word is transcendental. So let's start our reading.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So half a day is 14 Manus, and I think and half is the night. There is no Manus at that point.
Yeah, that's the time of partial devastation.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So in short, they are not ruling at that time. But it's an equivalent time period. In the time period is equivalent, the night and day are equivalent.
Just last question. So Brahma's lifetime should be 4.3 trillion times 2 then, right? Because we are taking the equation only for daytime. So here we are not taking the consideration of the night time. So it will be 4.3 trillion times 2.
Show me your calculation and then let's discuss.
So 1000. So
take a picture and then we will share so that
okay,
we'll write it somewhere.
Okay.
So it's clear for everyone, and we'll take up your picture and see.
Sure. Thank you.
Maybe in the next class we can discuss. It's a good topic actually. One time, His Grace Radhesham Prabhu was telling this in the Vyas Puja lecture actually, that he asked to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Someone asked him, Maharaj, a very technical question. Maharaj said that it's not, no. So Maharaj didn't give a very detailed reply and just said it's not uh, as important to worry so much about this. But then His Grace Radhesham Prabhu asked about this same life of Brahma question, something about that. And Maharaj kind of gave a 1 hour detailed reply on this. And then this was also a very technical question about like ears and etc. So then Radhesham Prabhu asked that Guru Maharaj that someone similar asked another technical question and you didn't respond much. But when I asked this question of Brahma's life, then you gave such a detailed and clear answer. So Maharaj said very, very simple that because our acharyas have explained this topic in very, very great detail. Srila Prabhupada has mentioned this Brahma's life, Manu, Manvantara, the Chaturyugas in so many places, not just in one or two, in so many purports, so many times in Bhagavad Gita, so many times in Bhagavatam, so many times it goes in so much detail, telling about what's one Manu, what's 71 Manus, what's one Chaturyuga, etc. And therefore I just want to follow the parampara. So I like that. So we should also try to understand, although it's a little technical, but it's not that difficult either to understand. It's just multiplying some numbers. So we'll discuss next time in all these calculations. I'll try to also make some slide for it so we can do the math together. Okay, but let's start this new chapter, chapter 13. Shri Shuka Uvacha Manur Vivasvataha Putra Shraddha Shradha Shradheva iti Shrutaha Saptamo Vartamano Yas Tad Aptyani Me Shrinu. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shukdev Goswami said, the person Manu, who is named Sradhadev, is the son of Vivasvan, the predominating deity of the sun planet. Sradhadev is the seventh Manu. Now, please hear from me as I describe his sons. So, this is a very important verse is used here. Vartamana. Vartaman means present. So, in the current phase or the current time, this seventh Manu is going on. And who is the seventh Manu? Vivasvat or Shradadeva, the predominating deity of the sun planet. So Manu gave it the knowledge to his son. We discussed in the Bhagavad Gita yesterday. Krishna gave it to Viswakarma, and then Manu, and then Iksvaku, etc. So a lot of names will come here in this chapter. I'm just giving a kind of but these names just tell us that we are not talking about any imaginary stories. We are talking about Manu. Actually, the word Manu means the father of mankind. Man, the word man comes from Manu. In Sanskrit, the word Manushya, or Hindi, the word Manushya comes from the word Manu, mankind. So there is a book called Manu Samhita, or the instruction or the codes for mankind. So basically, we are reading about our ancestors, which ultimately go to the Supreme Lord, because He is the cause of all causes. He is the cause of the Manus as well. Manus are the sons of or the grandsons of Brahma. Swayambhu Manu like, is the son of Brahma, etc. So we are reading about our ancestors. We're not reading about any Tom, Dick, Harry. Let's move on to next verse. Yes, Sharanya Mataji, you have your hand up. You want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Text 2 and 3. Iksvakur na bhagaschaiva drusta sharyatra eva cha narishyanto abhagha saptamo drishta ujyate tarushayascha prasadrascha dashamo vasuman smritaha manor vaivasvata saite dashaputra parantapa. Translation by His Divine Grace Adanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O King Parikshit, amongst the 10 sons of Manu are Iksvaku, Nabhaga, Drishta, Sharyati, Narishyanta, and Nabhaga. The 7th son is known as Drishta. Then come Tarashu and Prashadra, and the 10th son is known as Vasuman. Thank you, Prabhuji, and please bear with my mistakes.
Thank you, Mataji. So, 10 sons, the names are mentioned. So, the name Iksvaku is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita as well, that how Manu passed on this knowledge to his son Iksvaku, who was, I believe, the eldest. So, let's move on to the next one, text number 4. Anyone would like to read? Was not read in the last couple of days. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna devotees, downward pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 4. Aditya Vashabho Rudra Vishve Deva Murat Gana Ashinabo Ribabo Rajan Indrastesham Purandara. Translation by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Vijay. In this manantar of King, O King, the Adityas, the Boshus, the Rudras, and the Vishyadevas, the Marutas, and 2 Ashwini brothers, and the Rihus are the demigods. The head king, Indra, is Purandara. So here also we see that Indra is a position like Prime Minister or something, and here is Indra, head king is the Purandara in this mono time. Thank you, Roger. Back to you.
Thank you, Prabhu. It's quite straightforward. If you remember the table we studied for the first 6 Manu period, and we have a similar table for the next 8 Manus period. So who was the Manu? Who was the Dev? Who were the Devas? Who were the Manu Putras, or the sons of the Manu? Who were the Surishwara? Sura Ishwara. Sura means demigods. Ishwara means their lord of the demigods, referring to Indra. So Indra was Purandara. And who were the rishis? Who were the Amsha avatars? And what was the activity of the Lord? So I'm going to share that with everyone for your reference and ease of understanding this whole chapter. Because in this whole chapter, what's mentioned is all these names and who took all these positions for different Manvantaras from 7th to 14th. So that's the highlight of this chapter. That's like that one table. There are hardly any purports in these verses because there are a lot of names. So we'll also kind of move along as Sri Prabhupada is taking us along in this journey. So let's see who were the other personalities in the seventh Manu, which was the time of Sradhadev, Sradhadev or Vivasvan. Yes, Lakshay Prabhu, want to read text 5?
Yes, Prabhuji. Kasyapo atrir vasistascha viswasamitra ata gautama jamadagnir bharadvaja. It is Saya Smrita. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Do you want to read the translation as well?
Okay. Kasyapa Atri Vasista Viswamitra Gautama Jamadagni and Bharadvaja are known as the seven sages.
Thank you. Thank you for so nicely reading. These, the what's that called? The arrangement, Saptarishi. How many of you have seen in the sky? Saptarishi.
A star.
Yeah, the seventh star. That's actually the deities, the seven rishis. So those also keep changing in every Manu. It's like a re-election. But this is a very long time of election. Only 71 Chaturyugas, 71 times 4,032,000 years, 320,000. So, but presently, these are the seven Saptarishis. Atri, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Kashyapa, Gautama, Jamdagni, Bharadwaja. Okay, text number 6 says, Jyoti Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, Vandana pronounced to all the devotees. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Text 6. Atrapi Bhagavad-janma Kashyapādita Terabhut Aditya Nama Varajo Vishnur Vamana Rupadrig. Translation by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnaravinda Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In this Manvantara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as the youngest of all the Adityas, known as the Vamana, the dwarf. His father was Kashyapa and his mother Aditi. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Thank
Prabhu,
you.
1 second. Hari Bol.
Srimati.
Dandavats. Prabhu, don't we say that in this is the only time when Krishna appears as himself?
Yes, once in a day of Brahma. So you mean to say this one, this Vamandev, the Supreme Personality of, he appeared as, so basically an avatar here.
Okay, Prabhu.
As the dwarf incarnation, which we will study towards the later half of this canto, I believe. It's going to come very soon in the following chapters. Adbhuta, the word used is Adbhuta. So Krishna's activities are always very, very Abhuta, sorry. I'm sorry, it's not Adbhuta, it's Abhuta. Abhuta, Bhuta means happen or became possible. So who were the parents of Lord Vamandev?
Kashyap and Aditya, as stated here.
Kashyap and Aditya. Yes.
Kashyapa and Aditi.
Good, good, very good. So let's see what he did. The dwarf incarnation. So there is very brief mention here, but we'll study in this pastime in great detail later. Let's see what were his activities. Text number 7. Yes, Swati Mataji, want to read?
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Text 7. Sankshepato maya tani saptamanvantare nite bhavishyani ata vakshyami Vishnu Satya Vitani cha. Translation. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I have briefly explained to you the position of the 7 Manus. Now I shall describe the future Manus along with the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the word here used is future Manus. That means after 7th Manu. 7th, the word used was Vartamana or present. The one which is going on, the one which we are also part of. And from this text onwards, the 8th onwards, or 8 to 14 Manus will be described. I just want to share this picture with everyone, which I have shared in the group as well. So you can see here the 7th Manu, who were the Manus, who were the Devas, who were the Manuputras, who were the Indra, Rishis, Amshavtar, and Lord's activities. So it's kind of a simple way to understand what we just read. And then 8th will be coming, and similarly 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that means a lot of names will be coming in this chapter. But don't get overwhelmed by the names if you can't remember all. So, but just thought to share this. It's a good kind of summary of this chapter.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Prabhuji, you just shared that one, right? In that, on the 7th, Vaivishta Manu, the Lord's activities took the 3 worlds from Bali and gave them to Purandara. But in the 8th, it says that we'll take the kingdom from Purandara and give it to Bali again. So that is every Manvantara, it will be a different activity, Prabhuji. Is that's how we have to understand?
Yeah, so we're going to read this section now.
Oh,
and yes, so this is about Vaman Avatar, who took and gave it to Indra basically. And in the next one, Bali became the Indra actually. So now it is his turn. It's interesting to give to Bali because Indrari Vyakulam, okay, Bali became Indra. Bali will become Indra.
yeah.
So the Lord gave back to the king actually. So Indra is kind of the local king.
Okay. So we have to understand that he gave it back to Indra.
Yeah, the position. Yes.
Position. Okay.
It's like a White House, right?
Yeah.
Today, X person may have the White House, and the government, or I don't know who does that in this case, but they may give him or her the White House. But after a couple of years, that same White House will be used or given to someone else. So the same principle on the similar lines we can try to understand.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's read what happened in the 8th onwards. So, text number 8. Yes, Taira Mataji, please read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Vivasvatascha dvejaye Viswakarma sute ubhe samajna chaya cha Rajendra ye prag abhihite tava. Translation. O king, I have previously described in the 6th canto the two daughters of Vishwakarma named Samajna and Chaya, who were the first two wives of Vivasvan. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
In the 6th canto, two daughters of Vishwakarma was the engineer, the first two wives of Vivasvan. Okay, so again, some names here, but let's see what happens with these two wives of Vivasvan, who were the progeny. Let's hear text number 9. Would someone like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, please.
Hare Krishna devotees and Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Tritiyam vadavem eka tasam samjna sutastraya yamo yami Sradhadevas chayayas cha sutan shruno. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is said that the sun god had a third wife named Vadava, and of the three wives, the wife named Samjna had three children, Yama, Yami, and Shraddha Deva. Now let me describe the children of Chaya. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So, whose wife we are talking about?
Sun God.
And that
And what's his name?
Sun God.
Surya Dev.
Vishwavan.
Vivasvan.
Yes, we just read in the previous verse. Vivasvan, the sun god. His son was Vivasvat Manu. Krishna instructed in 4.1 Bhagavad Gita to whom?
Vivasvan Prabhuji.
Vivasvan. Vivasvan gave it to whom?
Vishachaku or some.
Vivasvat. Vivasvan, Vivasvat. His son. And so I'll read again. I'm reading the translation of Bhagavad text 4.1. I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, referring to Vivasvat Manu. And Manu instructed this to Iksvaku, his son. He had 10 sons, we read, and the chief or the head or the eldest amongst them was Iksvaku. Okay, a lot of stories. I think a new devotee is also joining. Nandini Mataji, do you want to do a quick introduction of the devotee who's joined?
I hope Sampada is here. Hare Krishna, Sampada dear.
Haribol.
Well, I'm so grateful you have joined. You got a chance to join.
Yeah.
She's just 13 years old.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And she's chanting many rounds, sometimes 16.
Wow.
I always do that.
Always do that, yeah. And I'm so grateful to you, and I'm so happy.
Thank you so
Her
much.
parents are not devotees. In fact, they're not very favorable either. So happy.
I mean,
for
they
her to
are, but they're
join.
not joined to ISKCON. They're not that connected.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Connected to ISKCON. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You are the hope for all of us. You are the future for ISKCON. At such a young age, taking it so sincerely and seriously is no ordinary thing.
All by Radha Krishna's mercy.
So thank you. Please join as and when possible, hopefully every day. And if not, as and when possible, please join. So I was thinking a lot of names and a lot of very, very technical stuff. So let's end today's discussion by a story of Lord Jagannath. So it's a story of Lord Jagannath, and actually I have not read, so I don't know really what's going to come in the story. So it's going to be very interesting, but I just picked it randomly. So maybe a couple of devotees can read this. So let's start this wonderful story. Yes, Babu Kanan Prabhu, want to read halfway, and then Vaswati Mataji can conclude.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Let's read the title also first.
Lord Jagannath story, the story of Lord Purusottama and the Bhils, a tribal group. According to Skanda Purana, the idol of Lord Neela Madhav, Lord Purusottama, an earlier form of Lord Jagannath, used to be worshipped by some tribal people and their chieftain Viswavasu. However, the Purana does not give an account of when and how the tribe became associated with the worship of the idol. In one of the chapters of Padma Purana, there is a short description about Bhils, a tribal group which may have a remote or direct association with Viswavasu and his tribe. The story below relates how these Bhils got the opportunity to visit Nilgiri Hill and the idol of Lord Purusottama. As per the story, King Ratnagiri of Kanji had a long cherished desire to make pilgrimage to extremely sacred places. One day he saw a Brahmin hermit in his dreams, and just the day after, a very thin Brahmin appeared in his court. The king requested him to recommend some pilgrim site that ensure freedom from cycle of birth and death to those who visit them. The hermit told him about several sacred places, and at last he said about the Nilgiri Hill, the Blue Mountain, the holiest place on earth, and an extraordinary Orchard Bill tribe he found living there. The Bill people had 4 hands, and the Brahmin related to king how the tribe got its divine physical form. He said exactly what the Bhils had told him about it. The Bhils lived on the fruits and nuts from the forest. Once one of the Bill boy, while picking berries, wandered into the area where the hill was and climbed on to the top. There he was surprised to find a unique temple. The walls of the temple were pure gold and studded with precious jewels. Out of curiosity, the boy entered inside and saw the idol of Lord Purusottama. Do you want to continue, Prabhuji?
Let's see if Vaswati Mataji wants to complete.
Sure. Thanks, Hare Krishna.
Pranam, everyone. He also saw some other gods lost in singing prayers. Some were dancing in ecstasy, and some others were guffawing in strange ways. He also witnessed that the gods worshipped the idol of Lord Purusottama and offered food to him. After the gods left, the boy came out of his ambush and found some grains of cooked rice lying on the floor. Evidently, it was the prasad that had fallen on the floor during the worship. The boy ate the prasad and had a darshan of Lord Purusottama. And then, immediately after that, much to his surprise, he discovered that he had grown 2 more hands on his body. He returned home and recounted the story to the shocked Bhils. Then the Bhils also went to the temple. They saw the idol, ate the prasad, and got transformed into the 4-handed form. At the end of the story, the hermit added that he himself um, had gone to the top of the hill to see the idol of Lord Purusottama and acquired the aforesaid unique physical attribute. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Babu and Prabhu and Masudin Mukherjee. Anyone has any thoughts, any realizations, lessons from this story? Anyone wants to share? Yes, please unmute and share.
Prabhuji, is Nilgiri is like what currently we have in Tamil Nadu? Is that same place, Prabhuji? Nilgiri mountain.
Giri somewhere is mentioned as Nilachal, somewhere mentioned as the current Jagannath Puri temple. I think it's close to the same as Nilachala. Nilgiri or Nilachala. Achala is also a mountain, Vindhyachala, Nilachala. So I'm not sure if it's this, in my limited understanding, it's close to Jagannath Puri or in that area itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Kanchi also is mentioned, which is a travel area.
Kanchi? Mm-hmm. In India, every place is a holy place. Everywhere, no matter wherever you are, you'll be close to either some temple or some pastime of the Lord, and within like 50 mile radius, there will be some appearance of the Lord or his great devotees or great pastime, because something is very special. That's why taking birth there is no ordinary thing. Yes, Vipul Prabhu, want to say something?
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji, no.
Okay, perfect. So the word idol is used here, which is, we don't generally use the word idol because deity worship, we use the word deity. There is a small book by His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. It's called Idol Worship or Ideal Worship. It's not idol worship. Idol means just some dolls, statues, lifeless. If one considers deities as idols, then they will act as idols. But if one considers deities as ideals, they're my life and soul. Pratima nahi tumi sakshat brajendra nandana. You are not just some lifeless sand or marble or metal or any other wood, etc. You are the Supreme Lord. Why does Krishna manifest in the form of deity? Many people say, well, Krishna is everywhere. God is everywhere. Who agrees with that? God is everywhere. Who says? Who agrees? Yes. Some are thinking, half of the hands are down or cameras are off, so I can't really tell. So the next question comes, well, God is everywhere, then why do we need deities? Right? Many logicians say that, well, God is everywhere, then why do we need deities? Anyone like to answer that?
because we cannot see God on our eyes. That's why we through the deity we are seeing God.
Very nice point. Yes. Anyone else?
To pay our tributes.
To pay our tribute or worship. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Anyone else?
So we need a
Prabhuji,
sacred, we need a
Yeah.
sacred place where we can associate with the Lord, focus on Him. So
We need a sacred place. We can focus on Him. Very nice. Anyone else?
Prabhuji, to offer our seva.
To offer seva, worship, tribute, pranams, prayers. Very nice.
We are not at that level to realize God everywhere. So that helps us where everybody goes and show that aspect.
Yes, we are not at that level to feel the presence of the Supreme Lord everywhere, right? When I pick this pen or highlighter, do I see God in here? When I pick the keys of the car, do I see God? When I put my shoe, do I see God? Well, you will be amazed what I heard yesterday in Prabhupada's class in the morning. Prabhupada said, it's very heavy, should I say?
Prabhuji,
Prabhupada, yes.
because Prabhuji, as the sound and vibration and picture of the TV are everywhere, but still we need TV to see it. But similarly, the Krishna is everywhere, but we need deity to see Lord Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Karan Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, they are the waves, the satellite communication. Let's say I have to talk to you. I need the phone to transfer those waves through the ether, or the TV, or the transistor to access those waves. It's a very nice point. Yeah, I was mentioning about the Prabhupada's lecture. It's a little heavy. Should I share it? Okay. Sampada Mataji is telling that I should share. So since she's joining first time, I'll certainly share. Prabhupada said that we all drink water. Krishna says, Rasoham apisi konteya, I am the taste of water. So every time we drink water, we should feel Krishna. If one is not feeling so, one is like an animal. That means like it's very heavy. If we while drinking water, we are not feeling the presence of the Lord, one is like an animal. So that's the level of pure devotee. Pure devotee is always 24/7 Krishna conscious, like Srila Prabhupada. But we are trying to get there. We are trying to become pure devotees. We're not yet there. I'm not yet there, sorry. But at least when we see the deities, we feel the presence. At least when we open Bhagavatam or when we are surrounded by devotees, we feel that holy atmosphere. The goal is to do that more and more. So we are 24/7 Krishna conscious. But until we get there, and it's not that like the pure devotees don't worship deities. Even the pure devotees worship, like or Shad Goswamis, etc. They're always worshipping deities, so many wonderful deities. So again, the point is they are not idle, they are ideal. Especially Prabhupada recommends it a lot, many times. So we will pause here for today and we'll continue with chapter 13 tomorrow and see the personalities in the future Manus as well. And thank you everyone for joining. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai.
Jai.
Yeah.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Patitanam pavane
Patitanam pavane
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
namo
namo namah.
Hare Krishna.